So anyway, that's how I ended up on an ostrich in the Saharan desert.
What the?
Grid life gets crazy like that.
I know,
Oh
it's
God.
wild. It's wild.
Oh my God! All right, boys, girls, today we're on episode
Ryan Derrick is not the boss.
Always got to come in.
Always got to do it. Always got to do it.
Take over the host.
All right, see, I can't even talk.
What's up, everybody?
There we go.
Got it
We
for
are
you.
on ZZP Power Hour episode 116.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of
hours, and most of them go over an hour too.
Yeah.
So,
But today we're talking about racing games,
video games.
video games,
And
and we got a new crew here.
Mm-hmm.
We got go ahead and introduce yourself, everybody. Starting with Mr.
Oh,
D.
y'all know who it is. It's Ryan D at ZZP coming at you.
And it is Noah. Met me a few times before, maybe.
Couple times. Tyler V at ZZP, as always.
I'm Matt T. I'm one of the warehouse guys. This is my first one.
Yeah.
New
Matt,
face.
Matt T's joining us. He is a seasoned iRacing professional, I would say.
Mhm.
Professional.
And we got some varying levels of video game-ness here. I haven't played a video game in probably 2 years, but
I played them hours. I stayed up last night playing some sort of game. Something.
And I definitely am very casual Gran Turismo,
yeah, Noah's got himself a sim rig in his basement. And
2x4s, and just a cheap little Logitech, but
it's all right.
Hey,
and an
it's
ATS seat, right?
and an ATS seat, free seat.
You just found an ATS seat to.
There's one across the street. I said I could have.
That's
Yeah.
probably mine.
It doesn't have a back on it.
That's literally probably mine.
Probably,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It's either that one or the one off Matt's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Matt, describe your setups, because you got multiple.
Should have got pictures for this.
Yeah, we should have.
That would have been better. But yeah, I have like full blown 80/20, like sim rig, direct drive wheel, stuff like that. The real fancy high end, best of the best, pretty much you name it. I also have built a giant 7x7 soundproof box that I play a different simulator in, so I can have surround sound and everything like that in it. And then have a full desk gaming setup too, so Xbox, computer, use any kind of controller, keyboard, mouse, any of that stuff.
Didn't you have a trucking sim for?
Yeah, that's
quite a
what's
while?
in. That's what's in the other box.
This man has a sim rig for a trucking game,
Nuts.
which
Insane.
doesn't sound that enticing at first.
Supposedly they're
but
pretty fun.
That's
Supposedly.
what I hear.
You literally sit there and like I have a ship that's like mounted to the floor, so it's like you literally sit back in the rig and like you're driving down the road.
Drive around the country. What's the actual game for that you
It's
play?
called American Truck Simulator. There's American Truck Simulator. There's Euro Truck Simulator.
Ah.
There's a few
Its
other.
acronym is ATS.
Oh, look at that.
That's what it is.
Asphalt 9. I've never even heard of Asphalt 9.
Nope.
Well, I mean, why don't we, since we know Matt's, like, we want to go background. What is your gaming experience with all stuff, Tyler?
Yeah, so I've used a sim rig once at Noah's house and failed miserably for the 20 minutes I played it. But really, my kind of heyday was good old PS2, Xbox, like the older racing games.
Yeah.
You know, not this super intensive stuff like Matt spends hours customizing cars in Photoshop, which is really sweet. But yeah, I think the last modern game that I played actually myself at my house was probably Forza Horizon 2?
Mm-hmm.
3?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, starting all the way back with like the OG Gran Turismo
Yeah.
on the little white PlayStation.
My dad had
Got a
what
little
was
gray
it
one.
San Francisco 2049, like the actual old school, like sit in the seat, have the big monitor in front of you.
That's
he had
sweet.
one of those.
Oh yeah,
That's
as a kid. And what was the other NES game? It was like
Cruising USA.
There's cruising.
there was Cruising. It wasn't that. It was older than that even. It was like early 80s. You look like you're in a Ferrari, like Testarossa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's something with the P pit.
I
looked it up. I
think
looked it up
it was
earlier. And I completely
Yeah, I
forgot.
know. I was.
Was it like it was a Porsche? It wasn't like Porsche or something like that.
I feel like it was a Ferrari. They might have had.
Yeah, they're all like back in the day that the titular car of the time was a Testarossa, so every racing game like that was like a Testarossa. So.
Man,
Pole position.
pole position.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pole
Yep.
position.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Hey
That
guys,
was like a stand up and you had the little
Yeah.
wheel.
Yep.
hey guys, for you guys watching out there, unfortunately we're not gonna be doing tech support today. So if you have tech support questions, email customer service at ZZPerformance.com. I will shoot you an answer. Right now we're talking about video games and hanging out.
Yep.
So it's about to be Memorial Day weekend. Come on in and just hang out.
Fridays for the boys.
Fridays for the boys.
We got some
Ooh.
high lifes.
Guys, I got a new drink. I'm about to
What's
try.
your thoughts?
Yeah,
I haven't tested it.
Test
What-
it.
I
One
haven't
sip.
doing it. Right now?
What's your take?
Let's see.
Right
Let's see.
now.
Oh, that's not good. Though it's good. But Ryan Derrick is about to be 2 drink Ryan.
I know.
4 seconds. Ooh,
Is
boy,
the
that's
monster unleashed from that?
the monster is 100%. That's oh my god. That's
I know.
real good.
It is. They are
Jesus.
dangerously good. And the green one, I don't care what everybody else is saying. That green one tastes just like Monster. The first sip, you're like, oh, this is weird. The second sip, you go, oh yeah.
And the peach. Peaches.
I haven't tried the peach yet.
Peach is good.
I'm not usually a
Quite
peach kind of guy, but
No, what
Yeah.
peach?
Yeah, that's why I had to buy one of the green ones and one of the white ones because I didn't want to buy the whole variety pack and then
Yep.
not like having to be out $20.
I know.
oh man, yeah, this is gonna be about 2 or 3 drink Ryan in a few minutes. Yo, this
And I
is
mean,
about
they're
to turn up.
6%. They probably have a lot of sugar, but
They have a ton of sugar. I already put it in my
I don't
fitness
think they
app.
actually have like
it's
southern-
0 sugar.
it's zero
yeah,
sugar?
Yeah, I think there's 0 sugar.
Excuse me?
Oh my god, we are health.
Oh no.
We are health up
Straight
here.
Oh no,
Really,
y'all
that's
don't mess
the
up.
whole little carb thing I'm doing. That's why I bought them too because I looked at it before I bought them, and it's like I think it's like 3 or 4 carbs for one of those,
Okay. All right.
which makes it even more dangerous at 6%.
I did not
Alright.
get a sugar warning for this, so I think he's right. I didn't get a sugar warning. Like
Ryan D over there tracking his calories.
Oh my
being
god,
all
yeah, I got
healthy.
a lot of sugar. Oh my god.
I don't know about everybody on the podcast, but you go back 116 episodes to whenever Ryan D was on this, and look at him now. That boy is skinny.
Thank
He's looking
I
good.
appreciate
Everyone's slimming down.
I know.
I'm
I was
trying.
redoing the. We have this PDF that we send out to all new employees, and it's got a photo of everyone. And I redid my photo. Ryan redid his. Tim did his. And I went back and looked.
I should have redid mine.
And
Probably should do mine too.
I mean, we can do them anytime.
Yeah.
School photos, you know.
School photos.
But yeah, Noah, you're looking like young little Noah, and now you're all cut up. You're looking good. Ryan's looking good.
Noah can get a fade now. Looks like adult, young, skinny Noah. We love that.
Little Noah's all grown up.
all grown up.
But back to the video game.
Yeah, back to the video game.
So, yeah. So Tyler, we talked about yours. What
Yeah.
about you, Noah?
So my dad had pole position for a little while in San Francisco 2049.
Uh-huh.
So that was like when I was like super young, like under 5. That was kind of my.
But you're
first-
kind of like the resident Gran Turismo guy.
Yeah,
So you gotta be
so-
pretty pumped about the movies about to come out too.
Yep. That looks sweet. Watch trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does
Cool.
actually look pretty
It looks
good.
pretty
Actually looks. Didn't think they'd actually do a good job, but I've got high hopes so far.
The way they're coming out with the concept is actually, I'm like, okay.
That makes
Yeah,
sense,
yeah, like,
The Gran Turismo Academy, it was always a cool
Yeah.
kind of.
is that an actual thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah,
Oh,
Is it
see,
not?
I didn't know that.
A lot of like it's like GT3 guys. That's kind of what they.
yeah it's
try
a
and
lot,
push
lot like
people into.
the IMSA guys and stuff like that. That's where they came through with
Yeah.
stuff like
No
that.
way. The more you know.
But when I was, I think, 5 or 6, my dad got me a PS2, and like the first game I got was like Gran Turismo 3.
Oh, A-Spec.
Yeah,
A-Spec.
Dude,
Classic.
those graphics, when that game
For-
came
yeah,
out,
It was mind blowing.
it was insane.
Like,
You're
oh my god,
I am
I
in
driving the real car?
Yeah,
but
I
if you
am
go
in
back
the
right
car.
now, you're like, what is this triangle sticking out of this with triangle's wheels? What is this thing?
I know. My favorite car from that game was that the Suzuki Hill Climb car.
Oh yeah,
And it was like the
Scudo, yeah.
fastest car in the game.
insane.
They just
I
released
couldn't
an
control it.
update for the GT7 that came out with that
Oh,
not too long ago,
yeah.
and it's just insane to drive.
And I remember doing the 24-hour races, and I could rig up my controller with rubber bands
Yeah.
to keep the
Just
joystick at the
ride the
right.
wall.
Yep, you'd ride the wall, and then I'd just set it down. I'd turn the TV off,
Yep.
keep the PS2 going.
Yep.
Well, and that's the thing too. In fact, I mean that's an important part of it. Like, I got to. That's part
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
discussion. But as far as me, I came up in the like peak Midnight Club era. That Midnight Club was
yeah.
The
actually
Midnight Club
Club
era
was
was where
also-
it was at.
that actually kind of got me in the car. Surprise! The car in my car.
Yeah,
Midnight
yeah.
Club. And from there, I graduated from Need for Speed, and then Forza. You know, like back in the day, you picked either Gran Turismo or Forza. Like, oh, Forza's a better
Yeah,
racer.
yeah.
Oh, and I was like, oh, I heard Forza's the better one to get, so I got Forza. I should have gotten a Gran Turismo, but I like the Forza. You can modify more stuff.
Yeah,
I
That's
will
true.
say in the new Gran Turismo, there's a lot of
Yes.
modification. Very good.
Well, they kind of had to because Forza
Yeah,
like
Catch up.
yeah, like Forza Horizon is like that's what everyone's playing. Like I can modify my car, look however I want. That's kind of a big important part of it.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to our last week podcast about Too Fast, Too Furious, and Fast and Furious in general. Too Fast, Too Furious. If you listen to the director's cut, when the director's talking
Uh-huh.
to it, they actually did the 3D video game style ending credits for that because they talked about how video games are now a new generation that's getting people into cars,
Yeah.
which is true.
Because that was during like the whole Need for Speed
Exactly.
Underground era.
Exactly. So they like, and the whole thing, they're doing all this crazy stuff, running through trash cans, and the car
Mhm.
not getting scratched or any of that other stuff. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that like 2005 to 2009. I feel like maybe a little earlier.
It's probably like an 03 to like 07 type deal.
That era of video games was just like they had made such big advancements in 3D technology
100%.
and like the games. I mean, you got all the Need for Speeds, Hot Pursuit 2, Underground 2, Most Wanted.
Most Wanted is literally the reason I got a Cobalt. Literally the reason. I got it because my dad was very anti-import. I was an import fan, you know, and he said, if you're living in my house, you ain't no buying no Jap SHIT. You know, I'm like, well, crap. And at this time, I was a 350Z. I wanted a 350Z. I wanted to get it.
Oh, yep.
But then I was like, what's this Cobalt thing? So it was one of the first cars you can get, Need for Speed. And I took that car all the way to the max. Kind of like in real life. Snowball is literally, you take the first car you get and take it to the max, you know, max out all the bars. And I even went online to start racing because that was like when Xbox Live just started to get big. Like I actually made like national blacklist for a few weeks racing this OEM Cobalt, OEM looking Cobalt.
That's awesome.
And all that stuff. But
so on Xbox Live, I wrote it on my little sheet here because I totally forgot about this. You remember the PS2 network adapter? The big old box.
See, I never had a PlayStation, so I can't relate to like the
so bad.
I never had
like
one, but I
that.
remember.
I had the OG PS2, the big one.
yeah,
And the network adapter was like this big.
it's a chunk.
And you plugged it right into the back. And you, like me and Mike were talking about, you had to run your phone line to it. And all the online play was trash. It was awful. I mean, I think I was working on dial-up back in the day.
Yep.
But yeah, compare that and the OG Xbox Live to now.
It's insane.
I mean, video games in general now. There's entire YouTube. People make their living playing video games and just streaming them.
Yeah.
Which is
insane.
Would have thought 20 years ago that would never happen.
You can't do that. But
I'm gonna code it. I hope I pronounced your name right. Juice 2.
I don't remember that.
Game. That game was low key. Like it was a $20 brand new budget game.
Really?
Yeah.
And it was like JDM drifting.
It was weird. Like you have
parking
to like
garages,
tricks.
that stuff.
Yeah, you got to do like tricks and stuff to like, you know, like it was like car show stuff and trick stuff. Like it was.
Yeah, it was called Juice 2. Like the Juice 2 was Hot Import Nights.
Yeah, I remember that. I never played it, but I remember the
Juice 2 Hot Import Nights. Yeah.
It was something you can like. It was actually one of the first ones you can actually go on the engine bay and modify the engine bay too. Because a lot of games, they have you can get your body kits, you can do all your stuff, but you can never modify the engine itself. So,
See, that's what like you were talking about the Cobalt and Most Wanted. Whereas for me, it was Underground 2 and the Eclipse.
Yep, mine was the Eclipse.
Yeah, but I love that game too because like for what you were just saying about being able to dress up the engine bay and stuff. Yeah, you could do that with like the nitrous purge and everything in Underground 2. Yeah. But you could also do the trunk. You could do the sound system, the video screens, and all that stuff. I
remember
Full
that.
Pimp My Ride style. Which is ultimately why every car I've ever owned since I was 15
has an audio system.
Has had some sort of massive audio system.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Like we cannot discount video games.
The impact on culture.
Yeah. I mean, in the wintertime, what are most people doing? Like Noah, you're playing Gran Turismo a lot during the winter because obviously I see you every day and we're talking. You're like, let's practice on Gran Turismo, especially when you can't get to the track. You go online, you want to race some people. Like, and then
I always like kind of stay fresh, get like 20, 30 minutes in kind of before bed a little bit just to stay fresh, sort of thing.
Stay frosty on it,
I wish I only did 30 minutes.
And the level at which, I mean, iRacing, Assetto Corsa, even Gran Turismo now, can actually help you if you are someone who wants to go out on track. Like, you learn a track layout before you get there, and like your direct drive wheels and the equipment that they have can make it feel like you're actually driving a car.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I have pedals and everything. Like my pedals will have transducers on all four corners of them that you can feel which wheel slipping and stuff like that.
That's nuts.
Insane.
That is so cool.
In fact, I'm gonna. It said Stephen Miles said, "What is Matisse iRacing?" So, guys, iRacing is probably the best simulator, the most accurate. Simulator.
It's funny too,
racing.
actually. Like if you're in a race and somebody says "video game" over the voice chat, it triggers people. They're like, they have to correct them to it. It's a simulation. It's not a video game. It's a simulation.
Yeah. In fact, it's gotten so much so that Grid Life, a national series of actual racing, they have a winter
iRacing League.
iRacing League. So you can sign up as long as your rig's good and you can actually race. And if you're crashing into people get mad. And I mean, that's the point too. Like when you graduate from just crashing the walls to actually doing the lines and trying to get good times. I mean, but yeah, like video games are very serious about this stuff right now. There are people who take it extremely seriously. You know, so.
I mean, iRacing's actually got to the point.
Yeah,
iRacing's actually got to the point now where like there is certain people that make a living off iRacing. Yeah. Like that is their job. Yeah. Like they have now, it's called the Coke Series, which is sponsored pretty much by NASCAR, and it's the best. They actually last night finished. Every year they have what's called Road to Pro.
Okay.
It's an 8-week qualifying series. You got to be in the top 7. I think it's 70 drivers. So it's 65 or 70 drivers. If you get in that over the course of the 8 weeks and overall points, you get invited to round 2. And then the top, I think it's 450 drivers at the end of that, you actually get a pro license badge on your iRacing account, and only 50 people have those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody asked you, Matt, what's your safety rating?
These are all my buddies that are having fun with this right now.
Oh, they talking stuff.
Clark, it is way higher than yours.
Well, what is it?
I'm in the A license class, like top tier class.
Okay.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I don't know the thing of that.
So, and with iRacing, the way it works is you start out as a rookie, and you have to get your safety rating to a certain level, and then it promotes you up to a D license, to a C license, B license, and A license.
Oh, okay.
But the way it calculates that is they have an incident count. So every off track you get, like if you're on a road course, you go off track, it's 1x. You spin out, it's 2x. Car contact is 4x.
Oh yeah, so
you get a certain amount, you get a penalty, like an oval track, you'll get a drive-through penalty or something like that. You get 24 or 25 in a race, you get disqualified from that race.
Ooh.
Dang.
And it bases that incidents per corner on 1,000 corner revolving access.
Oh wow.
And if you drop below a certain threshold, like you drop below, like because it's like 0.00 through 3.99, and at 4.0 you get promoted.
Okay.
To then 1 up. So if you get to that threshold of like a 1, you actually get demoted. But the whole purpose of the license system is there's only certain cars you can race with certain licenses.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to race NASCAR, you have to have the top of the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
To match the top of the top. So
that's actually pretty cool. Again, it just goes to show how crazy it is, because I'll tell you, like, because again, my most aggressive push in racing game was Need for Speed Most Wanted, particularly. And I would get on there, and then anytime you went to a lobby that had collision on, I'm like, I'm going to get blasted here so bad. So either you got to get out in front, and then what people do, you're going to a corner, you brake, and they just slam you in the back, and you mess up your corner, or you have no collision. When I love to like sneakily put in no collision, so people like, I'm winning, and then all of a sudden, they come in hot trying to hit me, to use me to buffer to turn their car. I'm like, nah, you just hit the wall.
Not about it.
Yeah.
One other racing game that is kind of underrated, people don't think as much of a racing game, Grand Theft Auto. I played a lot of online Grand Theft Auto.
There's a lot of online races in that.
So
obviously more arcadey, but
I think Mike brought it up. He's like, Grand Theft Auto? It's a racing game, right?
It's open world.
There's an element in it.
There's a lot of it.
If you want it to be, it can be whatever you want.
And their cars are almost real cars, and
they're almost. I think the most...
They're real cars with different names.
That's exactly what it is. I personally think the best casual time right now, if you're just looking to jump into something, are the Horizons.
Oh, personally.
Yeah. I think the...
open world stuff is... It's hard to beat. It can be fun to do tracks.
Yeah.
But me, personally, I like just exploring, doing the barn finds, stuff like that.
Yeah, like to me and a few friends, we used to play on the Xbox Game Pass. And, we would get our A-Spec cars, and they would all be very unique to us. Like, I had a Vet on Advance, and it looked like the Snowball of Cobalts. I mean, of Corvettes. Excuse me. And I was going there. We would do races and stuff, and people say, "Oh, Ryan is always a consistent one," because I'm the guy that follows the line, does stuff. My friends, they mod the car. They're a little more deeper to it than I am. Like, they'll do the tuning. So I just say, all right, put the parts on there, whatever it is, I'll race it. Sometimes I win, sometimes I get second or third, but I race, and I just have fun, and I'm consistent. I never crash. So that's just kind of what I try to play with it. But
my most underrated racing video game was Burnout 3.
Ooh,
I remember the Burnout game.
I like the crashes.
Was that the one where you just like crash into like an intersection and see how much damage it could cause?
It was just one of those games, and that's part of the reason other than that finding no time that I don't play video games anymore, is like you have to be invested now.
That
in
is
any
very
game
true.
that you play.
Any game.
Whether it's a first-person shooter, you got to put in the hours, or else every time you get online, it sucks.
Smash.
You're dying. But like Burnout, those type of games, arcadey games that you could say,
the arcade style games.
you just hop in it, have fun,
And
one of the best soundtracks.
agreed. Very good sound. Even like the latest Need for Speed one, where they have to patch in manual shifting. That was a really fun arcade style game too. That had like realistic sounds. You can modify the cars, and that's a big part of it especially for a lot of people that don't have money to buy their Dream Supra or whatever you want. They can modify it, make it look however they want, and then go online and race it and have fun with it, kind of thing.
Ooh, Twisted Metal Black. Those Twisted Metal
you ever
games.
play-
I never played.
Would you
Twisted Metal
consider
games.
those racing games?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
it's more of a destruction game though.
Well.
Like
yeah.
the whole point was to go out there and blow each other's cars up.
So then what about like Split Second or Blur or something like that? They were literally 5-lap races, but it was literally the movie Death Race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
video game.
that's true.
Death
Like,
Race.
but that one,
I forgot about that movie.
But the core was to win the race. With
Yeah.
Twisted Metal, you're not trying to win the race.
You know,
You're
yeah,
a
that's
last
a fair.
man
That's a fair
standing.
argument.
That's true.
Yeah, you're more. It has cars and vehicles in it, but it's more of a last man standing battle royale.
Vehicle-based battle royale. I'd
Yeah.
say that's probably a good.
Also, I don't know if anyone ever played Driver.
Oh,
Driver
Driver
was
was. I have
pretty good.
countless hours.
The
in Driver.
OGs,
Yeah.
like
I had the
PS2.
Game Boy one. I had the Game Boy Driver.
Oh, the Game Boy Driver.
Oh man.
Yes, I'm old. I'm aware.
I remember going to my friend Joe's house, and his parents used to let us rent M-rated games.
Nice. Oh, you have the one parent unless you rent M-rated. You can't take it back home.
And so this is a deep dive into back in the Blockbuster days. His mom used to write on a sticky note that said, Tyler and Joe have my permission to rent this game. And we would take that sticky note up to we would walk up to Blockbuster, show the guy, and he'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
And let us rent
Those
it.
were
But the OG
days.
Driver game and Driver 2.
Yeah.
Whoo.
My dad didn't let me play Grand Theft Auto when I grew up.
Uh-huh.
So I always played Saints Row. But then eventually I got a copy of
Yeah, it's the same way.
Grand Theft Auto from one of
My
my
mom was
friends.
never happy about me playing
And I was
Grand
just
Theft
like,
Auto
oh,
as a
it's
kid.
Saints Row. It's not Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
It's Saints Row is by far way
Oh, yeah,
worse.
way
Way
worse.
worse. Way worse.
I never played the
So-
Saints Row.
What about this, guys? And we'll go around the table for this. If you have like a game like your Need for Speed or your Gran Turismo or whatever, do you always have a go-to car? Like in any game that you go to? Like, is there always a go-to car that you will always pick?
I am always, like, whenever I play Gran Turismo, I like to do one track, but I like to do every single car around said track. So
Okay.
I always revolve. But if I'm, like, doing, like, a race where it's like, oh, I want to grind for credits, I'll sometimes build a couple cars for said race.
Okay.
But there's usually not one specific. There's definitely ones like, oh, I like that more. And
Yeah.
I'll kind of go back to that if I just want something reliable that I know. But
What about you, Tyler?
Friday's Spice of Life.
I don't know. One of my favorite cars that, I mean, starting back in OG Gran Turismos was the Renault Clio, like whatever the hot model was of that. I can't remember.
Sport.
Yeah, something like that. Those I always liked for some reason. But yeah, nothing that jumps out. I mean, 911s are always good.
Yeah.
Always a good car.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
See, now, it depends on the game, too, because of, like, different series, it had that significant car. Like, when I play, because I have all the Horizons, played all the Horizons. The first car I always save up for is the Koenigsegg.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So you like the high-end cars?
Only in, like, Horizon, where it's, like, that open wheel just jumping trees and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, the Koenigsegg's there. But for, like, all the, like, the Need for Speed games, stuff like that, it was always, like, either a Tiburon or a BRZ or something like that.
Okay.
Ooh, a Tiburon.
The Tibby.
The Tibby.
That was a car. The second-gen Tiburon is a car that I have a weird love affair with.
I like them too.
I
They
like
just
them.
suck.
They have,
They just suck.
The transmissions are horrible. And they have those really nice body lines, though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They looked really
They have a really
good.
nice look. Even it's like stock, they have that nice.
The second
clean
gen.
up
I didn't
base.
like the first gen. The third gens rather, because the first gen sucked.
First gen was trash.
The second gen was ugly, but still better. But third gen,
The first gen was the one with the round headlights.
That's, I think so.
And then the second gen was
Had
a little better looking, the
Yeah.
squinty eyes.
Yeah, and then the third one was the one with like the sharp eyes. And
Yeah,
the
kind of S15.
Yeah, 15-esque. Yeah.
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 Hey, JBL.
Do we agree with Calvin that Mario Kart's the best racing game of all time, though?
Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm about to cook. While it may be cartoony and kiddie, there's a lot of technique behind it.
Yeah,
there's
there
a
is.
lot of tech, and Al McClure because I've been training him in Mario Kart, and it is the most accessible. Arguably, while it's not a sim, it is one of the best racing games you can possibly get. A Mario Kart game, like I am confident against anyone in the
We
MK.
know. We know.
Because there's also, it's a fun level of chaos that comes with Mario Kart. You can be in first and be doing great all game, and then just get blasted to 10th.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just it.
There's always a wild card in
There's
that.
always a wild card. So you said, so you was tip around the BRZ.
Yeah.
Mine is more often than not, obviously depending on the game, is more often than not a vet, like a C6.
Okay, yep.
Or an Evo, like an Evo 9. I will always kind of gravitate towards one of those cars.
So the question was, how many Fast and Furious games have been released on console? See if you guys know.
Oh man, like I what's weird is I never
Let me double
played.
check my facts.
I've never played a Fast and Furious game
I
on
didn't
console
know
because
they had.
they're all real bad. They're like Cruising USA.
the-
By the way, Cruising USA is fantastic too.
Cruising USA.
The first one came out in 2006 on PS2, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was like the driving dynamics were bad.
Yep.
The cars weren't good. There was no real customization. But chat seems to think there's only been 2.
I don't have any recollection of
I
any
want to
Fast and
say
Furious
there's 3.
I don't know. I've only seen one in like Dave and Buster's arcade, and I'm like, what is this trash bucket?
So I didn't count those because there's been 3.
Oh man, those are the cool ones. You can like keep the code and save your cars
yeah,
and
yeah.
like that.
But at the same time, freaking like they have like the Eclipse with like a V8 supercharger out of the hood with lights on top of it, and I'm like, whoa, we're way too far Fast and Furious now.
So there's actually been 7 Fast and Furious video games.
Excusez-moi.
Yeah, 7.
What?
One came out in 21. There was one in 19.
So they're still recent.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go home and look this up now. 'Cause
Well, I doubt they're racing games. I'm pretty sure you get out of the car and yell out "family." You get superpowers to stop cars. Like you get out
Rocket ship
like Vin Diesel. He gets like your special move where you race a Toretto. You're like family, and then you get out, you grab the car next to you and yeet it out there because they got freaking superpowers and that stuff now.
So speaking of eating,
Oh my god.
you remember Road Rash?
Oh my god, that is the biggest yeet machine.
Oh, I loved that game. Do you guys remember that?
I
that was like the
Road
you were-
rash.
It was a
it was a motorcycle
Motorcycle
wasn't it?
game.
And you could like basically ragdoll yourself off of it, couldn't you?
oh yeah. You would. There was one character that had a chain, and
Yep.
then another guy had a bat, and then one dude just kicked
Oh,
as that you were driving by.
Yeah.
I loved that game. That was a good game.
Oh my god, man! It's there. See, what's crazy is this racing games in general. Like, it is very fluid on what you consider a racing game too,
Yeah, yeah.
because depending on
That
like,
one you did race to be first.
oh yeah.
But people could kill you.
So another one that doesn't get a lot of love is Diddy Kong Racing for N64.
That
Diddy
was
Kong
a good
Diddy Kong
game.
Racing was good.
Was good.
That
It
was a real
it was
good
real
game.
slept on. I got missiles. Me and Pipsy, the freaking yellow mouse. That was my girl. I'm Pipsy here. And like that was a move.
Speaking of N64, that just for some reason made me remember. You ever play Revolt? It was an RC car game, racing game.
Oh, I think I did. Yeah.
Like one of the maps was like driving through Sid from Toy Story's yard,
Uh-huh.
like through the sandbox.
Yes,
and like
yes,
that.
yes,
It was
yes.
literally just
That-
little tiny RC cars.
That was good, and then there was a OG PlayStation game by Hot Wheels,
Oh my god.
and that was a fun game.
The Hot Wheels games are even today as an adult are low key.
Oh yeah, they're sweet.
Connor, I do remember it. So Connor sent me a movie that they auctioned off. It wasn't. They called it Dom's Toretto being Dom's Toretto, Dom's RX-7 being auctioned off, but it wasn't Dom's version of it. It was the RX-7, but they did it in the Too Fast Too Furious thing with the Puerto Rican guy had it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that wasn't his car. So yeah, I remember that.
A bad N64 racing game was Banjo and Kazooie racing.
I heard of it, never played it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's
that
not
was,
good.
I loved Banjo and Kazooie, although that game does not hold up.
No.
We broke out the N64 during COVID,
Okay, hear me
a
out.
lot of those games.
Like,
Lego Racers. Yes,
Lego Racers
I
are good.
loved that game.
Oh my
Old
god.
video games?
Yep.
Old video games do not hold up. So right now people are playing off of our nostalgia, our age bracket nostalgia. But if you actually go back and play those games, the controls are mushy, they're terrible, they're unprecise. They did not stand up to the test of time.
The one that I had fun playing again was Super Mario 64.
Super Mario 64, I can see.
I will always love that game.
Mario Kart 64. After playing the new Mario Kart, that's super size, trash buckets. Leave me alone.
Not
you
great.
can't do anything. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Don't do
you
it.
can get Mario Kart 64 for free if you're part of the Nintendo Switch, whatever the monthly thing is.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Terrible.
It's bad.
It's real bad. Don't look good.
I still
Sound
play it
bad.
on the original 64.
Oh, dude, I can't. Like
I still have it 4 controllers hooked up to my TV in my
Oh,
basement.
nice.
Right now.
It is mushy, awful.
Star Wars Pod Racer.
Oh my god! I tried. I
I
really
threw
tried.
so many controllers with that game.
That game was hard.
Yeah.
The pod wouldn't turn.
No,
It
they
literally never turned.
All the understeer.
It's worse than understeer. It's no steer.
12-year-old me was not ready for that.
Yeah, no.
You had to, like, if you see a corner coming 7 miles away, you start turning 7 miles before it, and then maybe
You might make it still.
you might make it.
What was fun, and you could never get good at it, was playing the arcade version because you
it's
sat
terrible.
down and you actually had like the pod controls.
Oh,
that
I
was
remember
cool.
those.
Yep.
It was cool, but you can't do it. Impossible. If you did it, you're a freak of nature, and yeah, whatever. Yeah, no.
I saw Kelvin mention earlier Crazy Taxi.
Ah,
Crazy
yeah.
Taxi?
Not
pretty good.
not quite a racing game, but
It was still fun.
car,
Yeah.
Same with like Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
Simpsons
Yeah.
Road Age, that was fun.
Hit and
You know,
Run was always my favorite.
JPR's brought up F1 games, so I recently got an F1 with people here being into it so much stuff. I never played one because I never thought that was like, oh man, they're weird, crazy cars. I don't care about that.
The new ones are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So hard.
I remember
Really?
seeing a sim racer. This person had this crazy high sim, and they were like, they put on actual like actual feeling, and the steering wheel was like, and the steering wheel was just going crazy, like because it was like the natural, real feedback and how to actually control. Like, you gotta realize those dudes are strong to be going these $1 million go karts all around the place. But
I've never played any F1 games, but
I haven't played any of them either. But I say I never really go for high end cars in any games. I'm like, those cars I'm not be able to afford, and whatever. I don't care about them.
apparently the second most active sim racing game behind iRacing is actually F1 2021.
Yep.
Really?
I thought Assetto Corsa would.
Didn't you used to do like career mode, Matt? I thought you like
In Formula 1, yeah. Yeah, I have 21 and 22 both on my computer in my simulator.
Okay,
Wow, that's insane.
I might pick one up.
Yeah, I mean, the IRS drag race game, I do remember those. I couldn't get
I
on.
don't remember that.
Like I haven't played them. I remember them though.
Uh-huh.
But to me, it's too repetitive.
Yeah,
Like, it's because obviously you're doing that. But obviously,
straight line stuff.
yeah. But I get it. It's fun, but it's. I mean, let's talk about that. Mobile games. Mobile games. There are a lot of mobile.
Pixel
like,
Racer. I mean,
Pixel Racer's one. I really enjoy Pixel Racer because it's insane.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a drag one that you can like. I had a 350Z V8 swap, runs 7s and all this stuff. And it sounds like a RC car and all. Like, it doesn't sound anything like a real car. But like,
I've just never been able to get behind like mobile games. I don't
agree
know.
with you.
Maybe my attention span just isn't long enough
I'll
anymore.
get some puzzle game that I'll
but
play for
I
a
don't-
couple weeks and then I'll
I
never
don't
touch
know.
it
No,
again.
no. See, it's perfect when you're on the toilet. Hear me out.
That's the only reason I have them.
Let me
you
cook.
asked.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me cook.
It's literally perfect game on the toilet, especially if you know you got a long boy coming up. if you got yourself a time in the bathroom for a bit and you need some peace and quiet, you turn that boy sideways. Well, Pixel Racer, let's have me race so I can get it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, but that's the only time for me for mobile games. But
No.
or if I'm bored, like the internet's out or something, Pixel Racer, whatever. But
All right, so I got some facts here.
give us
and
some facts. Drop it on us.
I
boy.
do remember one without looking at it. What has been the most featured car in all racing games combined?
The car that's always in a game.
The most featured across.
Honda Civic.
Lamborghini.
No, because the Civic wasn't in a few. It's gonna be an Evo because I think the Evo is in everything. Like, I can't think of a game where there's not an Evo.
It's either some kind of Mitsubishi or one of the Lamborghinis.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The VW Beetle.
What?
Yep. The VW Beetle is
I'm gonna have to see a
featured.
fact check on this.
Yeah.
Like what? What do you
Take
mean?
VW Beetle is the most common model with 337 video game appearances.
Wow.
Oh, so it's kind of like all video games, like even the stuff that you wouldn't even see in other normal cars, like cars and stuff like that.
I don't know. I looked up racing video games, but I don't know if there's that many.
Yeah.
So behind that, with half, 168 appearances, is the first-gen Camaro.
I can see like a 69
Like a
Camaro.
60.
68,
Quintessential
yeah.
American car.
Yeah,
kinda.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Probably a Z28 model in every game
Oh, yeah.
possible.
Yep.
yeah. That's
And-
weird though, but like I was like in any Gran Turismo, any Need for Speed, any the Pop Race game, there is always a Mitsubishi Evo something.
There is
Or
always
Vet.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
The what would you guys say is the most featured make of car?
Ooh, I feel like it's something foreign. No,
I would
I
say
can
it's
see
something
Chevy.
foreign. Something foreign, I would say.
I could see Chevy.
I would even say, what's the car that they have? I feel like in Gran Turismo there's like 8 billion different Honda Civics like or something.
Yeah.
There are many.
I was gonna say it's either gonna be Honda or Lamborghini.
You saying sticking to Chevy?
I'll go with that.
That's a good guess. I can.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say something Ford related.
Ford.
Really?
Yep.
For all the Mustangs and all that.
I remember
stuff.
they did.
yeah.
Did they have a Ford racing game?
Mustangs,
Yep,
and you remember
they-
all like Midnight Club W Edition stuff like that. You had like the Ford Lightning and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So you had the multiple.
Yeah, you had. I can see. You know, they always have the Focuses, and you have like 15 different.
Yeah, there's always
ZX7,
Must-
ZX7 Spec 2,
Mustangs,
B17, up, down, left, right,
Ford
ABBA,
GTs.
4 GT. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That-
Speedo Jamison. Ford. Ford. It was.
yeah, I
Interesting
can see.
facts.
No, that is a really good fact though. Like I didn't know that.
All
Killing
right. What is the top-selling racing video game of all time?
Mario Kart.
Which one?
Ooh.
I don't think I know the
64.
different ones.
Mario Kart 64.
I would almost think like Gran Turismo 3.
Okay.
It's got to be up there. I feel like Nintendo probably has a little leg up on PlayStation though.
Just for the party game.
I want to say like the Gran Turismo series too.
Number one of all time with 46 million copies is Mario Kart 8.
Really, the latest one is?
The
That's
latest
awesome. That's awesome.
Well, that's because video games cost 6 times as much as they used to when we were kids.
Yeah, that's
Followed
it.
by Mario Kart Wii.
Really?
What?
Mario
I hate
Kart
the Wii one.
The Wii one is
DS,
horrible.
Mario Kart 7, and Gran Turismo 4.
4.
Wow.
That's the top 5. Mario. I didn't even realize they made a Mario Kart DS.
Yeah,
Although
they did. They did make Mario
the
Kart.
Nintendo DS was pretty underrated.
Yeah,
that was a sweet little
So I say I
thing. Two
still,
screens?
I still, and I hope Matt Meekoff is listening. So I remember a few years ago I was bragging about how good I was at Mario Kart because I consider myself to be good at Mario Kart. So he brought me over. I'm thinking he's playing like one with a controller with him. He has a Wii with the steering wheel and the controller. Him and Isaac and the whole Meekoff family went through me that night. And I'm like, I need a controller, Matt. Can I have a controller? He's like, I don't know. And so I'm just getting absolutely destroyed. I was like, I can't come back here. I can't ever visit again. I can't show my face.
Kids are just making fun of you.
Kids are like, they're just like, I remember one time, like Matt said, all right, I'll pick some random. He's like, hey, Ashley, his dog's name, that's right, or pick something. And so she's like, smash me. I'm sitting there trying. I'm like, I hate this Wii thing so bad. Oh my god. Then I lost all confidence for a long time. And then
You had performance anxiety.
I had performance anxiety. But then I'm like, I got a control back in my hand. I'm like, okay, I'm slaying this entire everything. What? I need control. I'm
It's
never playing with a
just
Wii
that
remote.
little motion.
I hate that Wii game. Matt, I'll still take Dyson down. Give me Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. I want a rematch eventually.
You're gonna have to bring the Switch over.
I'll bring it there. I'll do it. I'll take them. I got it. I'm not scared.
But yeah, a Mario Kart being on top didn't surprise me.
Yeah, it does probably.
But the top 4 and Wii and DS.
So, this
but
is a different.
Nintendo's
A
got.
couple of those really surprised me. Like the Mario Kart 8, I get it.
Yeah.
In the newer games, so like I get that. But some of those other, like the DS one and stuff like that,
I think the DS one makes the most sense. And here's why. So Nintendo has probably the best staying power out of, and this is a different conversation, but they have the best staying power out of any system because parents get it for their kids.
Yep.
It's kid safe. people get it. Like kids they'll say, well, hey, do you want a Wii or do you want a Nintendo DS? Like, well, I want a DS so I can take it with me. Because right now the Switch is take it with you and at TV. Like Nintendo owns portable. They like if you want a portable system, you're getting a Nintendo.
Yeah.
And so that was what most
kids
kids
about
had.
the Sony PSP?
Terrible. Trash buckets.
It was too far ahead of its own time.
It was. It
kind of was, but at the same time, they didn't market it well.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I had.
I love those little tiny discs.
Yeah.
Well, I had one, and I'd always get in trouble because I'd bring it with me to school when I wasn't supposed to. My teachers yelled at me because I'd be sitting under my desk.
You freaking guy, you were the kind in class that I was like, man, put it away, man. Come on, man. We don't get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that kid.
Yeah, but like, that was. I can see all the Mario Karts being where they are. I really can.
Yeah. What would you guys say is the best-selling Need for Speed game?
Oh man, Underground.
Underground 2.
I want to say Underground 2 because that's what everyone talks about.
But it's not for the price point of it. If you're going off total copies sold and stuff like that, I'm sure that's not it.
I feel like it's something dumb like Pro Street, but just because I have to,
it's probably like Shift or something horrible like that.
Oh, that was bad. That was not a good game.
Shift was horrible.
I have to raise the flag. I'm gonna say Most Wanted. I had to say Most Wanted because I love Most Wanted. It's my favorite Need for Speed.
I think I'd go Underground 2.
Okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was the Need for Speed, the first one for the next-gen consoles. The Xbox. First
like Xbox One and PS4 and stuff?
Yeah, the one that's got like the blue and yellow cover of the M3 drifting on the front of it.
Yep.
Most Wanted.
Let's go! Let's go, Most Wanted. Let's get it!
So, Most Wanted had 15 million copies.
It was...
Mario Kart 8 has tripled that.
Oh yeah,
since it's been out. That's a lot of
well,
copies.
it's the my Isaiah's mother plays it now. Like she bought a Switch to get Mario Kart to try to beat me. She still can't beat me. She would never beat me. But yeah, like she got it for that. Like people that aren't even into video games know and play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It makes sense that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and what they actually released DLC that's downloaded every few months. They give you 4 new tracks, and it has the most widely varied. You can play any Mario character you want. Come at me, Team Bowser. Y'all want to fight? Come grab it. Give you the Switch code. Email me for my Switch code. I'll put the gaps on you real fast. Chad learned. Al learned. Everybody else gonna learn. What you want?
Biker Mice to Go Mars? Kelvin, are you speaking English?
That's a movie. I know that's a movie. I don't know about a game with it.
I think it's supposed to be Go to Mars, not To Go Mars.
Biker Mice Go to Mars. No.
I still don't know what it is, but I'm assuming that's what he meant.
There was a movie called Biker Mice Go to Mars. So, yeah, it was a dumb movie.
Yeah,
when did that come out?
I don't know.
Early 90s?
Only reason I remember because I had a bad ending because the mice got ate by a cat. The whole thing.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. So.
Oh, yep. Sorry, everybody. So that question that was just up was, what year did the OG Gran Turismo come out?
I mean, like early.
And
90s.
It was 97.
Was it?
Yep.
Wow.
All right. What else do I got here?
Hit us, baby.
Ooh. The first racing video game.
Mario Kart again.
No, you're thinking way late.
Yeah.
I thought wasn't there original NES?
But before that.
Oh, whoa. I mean,
pole position was like early 80s.
Whatever one used to be at the arcades, that was like you just stood up and there was one gas pedal and a forward and reverse, and that's all it was. That's what I'm going to guess. I don't remember what it was called.
I think a reverse seems like it'd be fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a reverse. It was probably just literally a fixed wheel and
Josh
one
Peters,
single
Juice
pedal.
was definitely not the first racing game, my guy. That is
Couple
you're like
decades
30
later,
years
brother.
too early or too late for that one, dog.
It was Atari's Gran Track 10.
Was it little dots racing in a square? What
Came
the
out in 1974.
That was dots racing in a square.
So the whole game was there was a dot matrix track, and you raced your dot around the track.
See?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about.
1974. Pole position though was 1984, 3 or 4, and that's kind of recognized as one of the
first
true racing games. Yeah. But Cruising USA. That's what I always go back to.
Man, Cruise
that was
USA-
my first like intro.
Put it like this: if you went to the arcade, if you went to Odyssey Fun World or whatever they had back then,
Odyssey Fun World.
You remember Odyssey Fun World?
No.
Oh yeah, dude, that was the Chicago one. Yeah, Odyssey Fun World.
Did you guys have DC Discovery Zones?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I love DC Discovery
So
Zones.
if you go to the arcade and you don't know what to play, all the other games too intimidating. Guess you went to Cruising USA.
Yep.
You could double tap the break and.
How long have you all been in like this area?
Since 2009.
2016 is when I moved to Michigan.
Okay, so you wouldn't know it then because it was before your time.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the mall when they had Kahunaville and they had that giant arcade there? It was where TGI Fridays in Rivertown is now.
Okay.
One side of the hallway was, or one side of the walkway
Mhm.
was this giant like rainforest cafe type restaurant.
Ah.
The other side, like right across it, was like their sports bar and in a giant arcade, kind of like Dave and Buster's is now.
Yep.
More than half of it was racing games.
That's
Dang.
awesome. All I'm saying is,
Malls are dead now.
I unlocked the school bus in Cruising USA because I got on
Yep.
N64.
Yep.
And I was just, you got to double press the gas and yeah, fight me. Cruising USA and Exotic, they were all great.
Something to be said though about in the old games where you would unlock things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
OG Mario Kart, or not OG Mario Kart, but Mario Kart 64, like those type of games where you buy it, you think you're all done, then you beat something, and you get
Something
the next unlock, the bus, you get the extra characters. Now you just buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a DLC. Here's
Or it
some
was like
new
Underground
stuff.
2 when you're progressing through the career mode in Underground 2 and it's like, oh, you need a 6-star car
Okay.
Uh-huh.
for this magazine shoot.
Hear me out.
All the magazine shoots.
Do you remember the magazine
I
shoots?
forgot
This
about
You got to do
those.
whatever you want and like pop the trunk up, stuff like that.
All I'm saying is that racing games with career modes and story modes are better than non-racing games with them.
Yeah.
For the overall experience.
If we take iRacing out of the equation, I will agree with you.
I know you guys.
Well,
use
it's
your
a
iRacing
simulation
team.
and not a video game.
Technically,
Yeah,
you're right.
exactly.
So therefore, it's not a video game. It's not included in this conversation.
Yeah.
So yes.
I was like, the best times I have, like, it's cool when you get a story like for Niggas People Most Wanted. It was a lame story, but it was still a story.
It was
Yeah.
so lame.
It's like, oh yeah, this girl is clearly setting me up. I knew since Blacklist 15, she is setting me up.
We're teenagers, and you're like, something ain't right.
Yeah,
here.
something ain't right.
All
But
right, now I got to know too, though. Out of any game like that, what was your most like disappointing
Ooh.
like story mode out of a game? Mine was the Run, the Need for Speed the Run.
I never played that.
mine was Carbon. Carbon
sucked.
Carbon was horrible.
Carbon, because it was a follow to Need for Speed Most Wanted,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
they just did it dirty. I'm like, why did Lieutenant? So I don't know if
Lieutenant
you-
Dan.
No,
you ain't got no legs.
It was
I want ice cream.
I don't know if you guys remember Lieutenant Cross. He was the guy with the Corvette that would chase you in the cop chases sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was the main back because he keyed your car and all that stuff. By the way,
Yeah.
I'd be mad pissed for cop keyed my car. But so he came back at the beginning of Carbon, and all of a sudden he wasn't a cop anymore. He was a bounty hunter, and you're the bounty, and and then he crashed your M3. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, the M3.
And
Yeah.
then that's the reason you got to start over. That you're back. You came back to this town, and now you're
Rock
now
City.
Yeah, now you got to come to Rock City, and you got to earn your rep. Now I'm like, what? Huh?
What?
That game really made me mad when it came to the driving mechanics of it
Oh,
too,
it's
because
bad.
that was the first one that messed up the true drift mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
For drifting, where it's like you're turning this way, you got to turn with the drift.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like this is the most backwards.
Yeah,
thing
no,
I've
it
ever
was
done in
literally
my
just
life.
you were just they're turning left and just turn left to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, turn right to do it. Like it messed it up. However, what I love Most Wanted, I think this car selection was poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that my issue with it, like Carbon had a bit like they brought back the R34 Skyline. They brought back a bunch of the other cars you can actually get.
Mhm.
Like Most Wanted, its car selection was not the greatest. Like I don't know if you guys remember the Fiat Punto. It was basically
Yep.
Ford Focus. Like I'm like, why did you put this in here? Like, this was
See,
just-
Noah agreed with me. The Need for Speed where you drive across the U.S. was crap. That was the Run.
Oh, that was the Run. Maybe
Because
they
like
did play
literally,
that.
it starts out and you're literally first seen into driving across like
Yes.
California, Nevada.
Yep.
And then like you get to the end of it, and you expect something else to happen, and the game was just over. There was just nothing else. Literally, the game was like if you played it start to finish, it was like a 2-hour and 45-minute
Oh
game.
wow.
That is
What?
not
It was
enough playtime.
horrible.
That's not a playtime.
Do you ever play the Crew?
The Crew,
That was similar, kind of, right?
I liked the Crew.
Yeah.
The Crew 2 was a letdown, but I really liked the Crew.
Now I gotta look this up.
The Crew 2 was good. It was pretty unrealistic, very unrealistic,
yeah.
but it was fun.
Yeah.
They also had there was like one of the achievements, which would have been like a PlayStation trophy, there's a 4-hour long race in there, and it's like by yourself 4 hours. There's a challenge to get in there with 3 other friends and do it as 4 people, a 4-player, 4-hour race.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It was so long.
That sounds terrible. Okay, I'm really glad. Like, I know Gran Turismo does it a lot, but like the 24-hour races and all that stuff, that is just too much for time commitment.
They don't have the 24-hour races in the new one. It's
Well, I
only an
know.
hour, but-
Yeah, even so, that's still a
That's
long
too much.
time.
It is.
But
iRacing has 24-hour races.
yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, Matt does like full on pit changes and like.
Yeah, the Daytona 24-hour, the actual like Rolex 24-hour race, I did it twice this year. I raced for 2 separate teams. I literally was in one car for like 5.5 or 6 hours, like total, like with a couple breaks in between.
That's dumb.
Then got out of that GT3 car.
Did you wear a diaper the whole time? Or did you like?
So the way it works is like it's like kind of in real life where you're only actually in the car for like 2 or 3 hours.
That's a
and you have
long
team.
time, Matt.
You have a
I'd
team
be
of
so
3 or 4.
drunk.
Yeah.
I would have a.
Well, that's the
chest-
problem is you can't even do that because like on the off chance because it's 24 hours, you usually do it with like a team of 4 or 5.
Uh-huh.
So you're good for like you start at like the one started at 5 p.m. right?
Okay.
So you're good till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then people are like passed out. This person's like, "Oh, I'm going to bed for a nap. I'll be up in 3 hours." He doesn't show up, so if you got to make sure you're good enough that if you need to
That-
Pick
stay
up
in
the
the
slack.
car and
That
go,
is
It ain't
a,
that serious. I couldn't
that
do
is
it.
a level of commitment
Yeah,
that
I
I will
couldn't.
never get
Like,
to.
I've done some crazy shit for D&D. Excuse me, it's crazy stuff for D&D. But like, holy balls, man! Like, you got to be up in the morning. I ain't doing that.
oh yeah, literally like this year I ran for a GT3 team. One of me and my friends did the GT3 team. I raced for like 5, 6 hours with them. Then I jumped out of that car, left that session, registered for the other session that we were running one of the new prototype LMDH cars in. Completely different car, different setup, everything. And did the rest of the night with that team while still checking in with the previous team.
Matt,
if they needed
you're
to
like
come
racing.
back.
This is like 10 hours of racing.
Oh, it was way more than that.
I'm just saying, just from what you're telling us. Boy, did you touch grass that day?
That's not even that bad though.
Not that bad.
Go
Not
outside.
that bad.
2 years
Touch
ago.
grass.
2 years ago, I ran like 14 and a half hours of the 24-hour race because one of the guys that was supposed to get up.
My man, you
didn't
better be
wake
getting
up.
paid.
Yeah, like do 14.
You know what
Matt,
your form of payment is with that? If you finish in one of the special events,
You get a badge.
you get a certificate, a PDF certificate.
a PDF?
That you can print out and put on your wall if you want. You can print out and put on your wall. And it says, iRacing this day.
I'm gonna make 5 of those. That I raced, pretended, didn't make stuff up. Matt, ain't no way. I'm saying I will do some crazy nerd shut-in stuff, but I need to breathe. My eyes will burn. My eyes will be burning at this, dog. Holy
I sit
crap!
at a desk for 8 hours
Hours
a day, and
yeah.
I hate it. Like,
Yeah,
I gotta get up and do some
Oh
stuff.
man, I couldn't. I give you most props, dog, because
That is
I just
impressive.
thinking to myself like
Oh,
I
mean,
can't do that.
it's not thought out. There's phone chargers. There's everything else.
Oh,
I have
you
a
have
mini
to.
fridge next to me
You
that I
got a
can
pit
reach
girl?
from the rig.
Hey, you got a pig girl?
There is literally,
Yeah, Courtney's in here.
yeah, yeah. She is actually.
That's your girlfriend?
Yeah, that's my girlfriend there. Literally last night, I was literally in one of the 4 hour, or there was 2 nights ago, I was in the middle of a race, and I texted her under caution if she came downstairs. She literally, I'm like, I just hold my drink up. Can you refill this? Because there's a bar in there too. So like, she went upstairs, filled the cup up with ice and stuff like that.
Oh
That
my
woman
God.
loves you. That woman
I think
literally.
she tolerates me.
Well,
No, homeboy.
Sometimes they're the same thing.
Yeah, she's a homeboy. She is bringing you drinks while you playing
You
games.
see the
and stuff?
face at the end of it.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
tolerates me.
But she did it. She did it though.
Yeah, she did it.
That girl loves
She
you.
done
You better
did
she
put
is a very good picker.
Yeah, you better wipe that immediately. That girl love you.
Whereas if my vape runs out of juice or something like that or whatever, like
God.
if she's looking around the whole game room trying to find the bottle, I'm trying to describe what it looks like to her. She's a trooper though. I
Yeah,
will give her that.
you're sitting there like, babe, it's the third can on the left with the upside down triangle on it with the and she's like looking around, looking all frantic. You're like, you're throwing stuff.
It's underneath the file cabinet next to the paper clip.
Yeah. Oh my God.
that picture though.
I know.
I know exactly which one you're talking
I love
about.
that meme.
Tyler, what is the answer? When did Forza? I want to say 2001.
The OG Forza Motorsports came out in 2005. The chat had it right.
Okay, good
What
job.
do you, okay, now what do you think's better, Motorsport or Horizon?
Horizon.
I can see the idea for both. I think for a better game, for someone who is more busy and more casual, Horizon 1,000,000%. But the amount of cars that Motorsports has, and for actual straight-up
Motorsports
racing,
car list is second to
Motorsports,
none.
yes, Motorsports was better because they had the car list and they had the modifications. Because I know the chat, they had the Cobalt SS in it, and you could put the Arcade Sport base model kit on there. You could do a bunch of stuff on that boy, and that was one of the few good.
Was it 4-lug or 5-lug?
It was definitely 5 lug.
Ah.
Yeah, they not. But what's crazy? Okay, Forza Motorsports 4, you can pick the Cobalt. But it came in all the base model colors. It was an LSJ. It was an LSJ. But
So it was one of the good cars, is what you're saying.
No, that car.
Good car. Good car.
So you can get in all the colors. You can pick that base model gold, the base model blue, the base model purple, the base and like every color came in with all the trims.
All base models.
But
Somebody didn't do their research.
But you can do the Summit White, you can do the Victory Red, you can do all the colors.
All right.
And then you can swap the LNF, the upgrade for it was swapping LNF in it. See, like I said, upgrade. You can swap LNF into it, too. So they had both of them in there. But in I think Forza Motorsport 5, they actually have the LNF because you can look inside and get the RPD in it and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah. So,
that's cool.
But
yes, I do recall that.
Oh.
So I thought that was super nice. Yeah, but it was the RPD was in the game, which was super sweet. But it was. I just remember I got it when I got the gold coat. Like I was going through the colors. I'm like, is that an LSJ with the gold? That's kind of hot, boy.
That is kind of hot.
It looked good.
You remember Luigi Farav's?
Yes.
He had the base model and he did the SS kit and he painted it and it was that gold
Yeah,
color and then he
good.
had it dropped on I don't remember what wheels, but man,
Absolutely.
every time I saw that car, I'm like,
that was good.
that's a good color.
Yeah. Also, like Danny said, they did have the red line in it. It came in. Guess what? It came in 3 colors. What 3 colors did it come
Silver, red, and black,
in?
wasn't it?
Silver,
They didn't have the blue?
red. No, wait. Yeah, silver, red, black. Yep. That's right. Yep.
The blue was the only good color.
They may have had blue.
As
I don't
somebody
think they
with
had
a
blue.
silver red line, I take offense to that.
That red line isn't.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to wrap it black, so.
There are 2 Delta chassis. I'm about to say some controversial stuff. There are 2 Delta chassis that look good in silver. Only 2. HHRs.
Yep.
HHRSS looks good in silver.
Yeah, it does.
It's weird. It just
I've
looks
never
good.
seen a silver one.
I know.
I owned a
He
silver
had
one.
a silver one for a short time, and it's weird because you see him in all the other colors, and you're like, the silver actually looks good on that car. And then the iron red line. Those are the only 2 Delta chassis, in my opinion. I'm sorry, Cobalt guys. Silver on those cars looks boring.
I think Cobalt Sedan in silver is better than
Ooh,
a
that
coupe
dude!
in a coupe.
That dude who posted his sedan today for 10K is silver, and it's
The silver ice metallic was okay, but it wasn't, in my
it
opinion.
was pretty good.
Remember, my
I need to
LSJ,
see
my
it
LSJ
now.
was silver, but I don't. The
Silver
sedan,
LSJ coupes? No,
nothing crazy.
no, not doing it for me.
The sedan is better, but the sedan also looks better, in my opinion, in white. Like you like
100%,
yeah.
like a white sedan is just.
I want to see if I can find this, but while I'm looking, we got 2 minutes left. So
wow.
it's Memorial Day weekend. What
Guys,
are
we
you
got
boys
a long
doing?
weekend. Yeah, Matt. What do
you got?
What do you got going this weekend, man?
I'm going to rip apart my cruise for the 25th time
Okay.
and adjust the height on the coilovers again because
Okay.
I'm still not happy with it because I'm picky.
Well, that's how coilovers go.
That's
Then the engine's going to get tore apart because I'm doing the valve cover change, painting the airbox, intake pipe, all that stuff.
He did
Spark-
his valve cover a nice candy red.
Yeah, it looks real
It's
good.
gonna look pretty good.
It has way too much flake in it.
there's no such
I mean, there's
hard
no
to
such
have-
thing as
no
way
such
too
thing.
much flake, but for your average person, there's probably way too much flake in it.
Good thing
Eh.
the good thing it's not the average person's car.
And then the
Got
only
some
other
good
thing I
bass boat
plan,
to it.
I plan on going to the up to Berlin this weekend, watch
Okay.
racing there. And then actually there's an iRacing special event going on this weekend that mirrors the actual NASCAR
No.
Coca-Cola 600.
Everyone likes your Cobalt.
Everyone likes Noah's Cobalt. Though.
Noah's Cobalt is pretty sweet.
Noah's Cobalt is pretty
I
good.
thought
Maybe I'll get
it's
it
just
too.
black is the most common color on all the Del chassis.
It's kind of basic, yeah.
So
I did
that's
have one
good.
more question though. I never got the answer. to that.
Quick.
If you all right, one video game from past, present, whatever, if you could restore it to modern day graphics, modern day
Ooh.
physics,
Need for most wanted.
most wanted
Most,
years,
of course, yes, easy.
Probably Midnight Club Double Edition.
Ooh, no, right here, boy,
That's
Let's
a
get
good
it, boy.
game.
What you got?
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
That was such an underrated
The
game.
2002
The Ferrari
PS2.
360 Spider.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a good game.
It'd be Underground 2 all day long.
Underground 2 also.
If EA Sports would re-release a modernized version of Underground
That would
2,
do well.
that would do really
it
well.
would probably destroy all records of
Yeah, people would.
video game
People
sales.
would want it. People want it real bad.
Steam stores, anything you name it. They
Yeah.
would. Every person would have it. I have a
I'm an old person.
old copy of it on my PC, like a
It's okay, but
It is
The
now.
white.
yeah, it's all right. But white's better.
I think it looks nice.
It looks nice with all the black accents and everything in it.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, what about you? What are you doing this weekend?
I am doing a lot of nothing, which is
Isn't that great?
Which is good because this is the busy season of we have something to do every weekend. So yeah, just big
Breathing.
chilling, and then Monday I'm driving down to the butt crack of Indiana to pick another 4045E up.
Because that trans is trash.
It's very sad, but yeah.
What about you, Noah, dog? What you doing, dog?
Gonna go pick up a Honda Fit tonight.
Oh, you are buying it? Nice.
Can't you guys just carpool together and make it one trip so you don't
Yeah,
have to
where are you
drive
going?
separately?
Are you going to West Harrison, Indiana, by any chance?
It's like
You
Fort
going
Wayne
anywhere
area.
close to it.
Oh, I'm way more south.
Today was like the only day you could do it. And I was like,
Well,
so
yeah,
I'll just go
yeah.
to
Oh,
work
so you're
for
doing
it.
it tonight?
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll be back at like midnight.
Oh yeah,
That's
Could be-
fine.
could be
You'll
working,
be good.
but-
Hey, dude, I drove to Pennsylvania to get my Vis Racing hood for the Cobalt. I get it. I did it. I sat for 2 hours, turned around, and came right back. So,
Yeah, I went 7 hours over to Ohio to get my circle track race car.
yep,
So
yeah, we get it.
Cargo
Hopefully
things.
Sell my Miata maybe also. Threw that up for sale the other day.
If anybody wants a nice NB Miata,
Yeah.
No,
Mr. Ludwig here has
I don't
one
know.
for sale.
my D&D group sucks because they're like, we're not playing this weekend because
Oh.
you know. But even though most of them are all going to be there Saturday because most of them can't stay awake, and I hate my D&D group besides my DM. Joe, I love you. You're the best. But yeah, so I'm not doing anything. I'm going to pull out the grill.
Nice.
I'm going to be pulling out the grill on Sunday because going to have a little bit of get together at my house with Isaiah and
Okay.
my mom and a few other people, and going to do a lot of cooking and a lot of eating. And
what you grilling up?
Yep. What are you grilling up?
It's probably gonna be brats, burgers, probably some corn, a little bit of grilled chicken. Probably
Okay.
nothing
The basics.
crazy.
All right.
Gotta get my freaking dad apron out. Gotta get my suburban dad. I have a spatula my mom got me that says Ryan's Grill on it. So I
Oh,
gotta get
yeah.
my Ryan's Grill thing going. So, you know.
I got
Yeah.
$20. He touches the spatula to himself and makes a sizzling sound at least once.
I've never done that because I don't do dad jokes, but good idea. Connor, no, I did not. That hood was an Invader hood. I got a Vis G-Speed hood, which is even rarer, arguably. Jump on Fortnite. No, Brad, I am not a Fortnite player, big dog. That's not me. No.
I tried Fortnite once.
I can play it every once in a while for like a couple of games, like
Oh, no.
once every like 3-4
It's too
months.
much.
PUBG was good.
I
I had a phase.
So
Yeah.
if any of you guys out there like Overwatch, there is a Gundam variation of it called Gundam Evo, and it's not as popular now, but it's really fun to play. I play that a ton.
All right.
I play a healer, so I
Okay.
want heals. Let's go.
Well, thanks to Mike behind the camera, as always.
Mike Nilsson, let's get it, big boy.
We'll
I still feel like this conversation's only like half done.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to being on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
if you went back to the first few original episodes, we had like 2-hour ones.
Yeah,
There's
easy.
nothing
They were
wrong with
bad.
that. We just need to start like
Oh no,
an hour earlier.
An hour is
Nobody pays attention that long.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you for
everybody.
coming with us. Ryan Diaz, ZZP signing off.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Duke.
See you guys.
Peace.
Have a good weekend. Happy Memorial Day.
Gucci gang.
Gucci, motherfucker.